Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen, and today I want to talk all about this huge mess on my desk, or it's not really a desk, it's like a table, but let's talk about Frankenplanning. I have this huge mess and I can't wait to tell you about it. If you are new here, welcome in. I hope you stick around by clicking the subscribe button. Today, let's just get right into this. Okay, so let's just talk about the guts that I have here. If you don't know what Frankenplanning is, it's when you take apart planners and kind of like put the pieces back together the way you want them. It's like a play on Frankenstein's monster, because, you know, Dr. Frankenstein like put together pieces of, you know, bodies, I guess, and created his own being and was like, it's alive. Okay, so these are not alive, but they are definitely giving me life, if you get what I'm saying. So all these parts that you see that are not on a coil, these are all the leftover parts. So I thought I would use the leftover parts to kind of explain how I went about making these bad boys right here. So let me set those off to the side. This is leftover paper from a 7x9 dot grid notebook. Okay, just simple paper. It's just got the little Erin Condren logo on that side, and it's plain on the other side. And I love these notebooks, and so I had one that I had written all in, and I probably had maybe like, I don't know, like 20 pages left the first time I Frankenplanned something. So I decided to take that apart, get all the blank pages out of the notebook and add it in. And ever since I did that, I was like, okay, I just need to have like a notebook that I purchased just for Frankenplanning, because I love me some dot grid. Okay, so that's what this is. So I'm gonna set that off to the side. This is just an extra coil I'll use to like demonstrate, not really demonstrate, but just kind of show you some tips, I guess, about coiling and uncoiling. These are the monthly spreads and the dividers for a harmony neutral. This was a horizontal planner, but of course the monthly spreads are all the same. This is the rest of that planner. During the launch, I purchased an 18-month horizontal life planner in the harmony neutral. You can see here with this lovely piece of vellum. I didn't really care for the harmony design until I purchased it, and now I love it. Well, I don't love it, but it's a lot better than I thought it was. On camera and on the photos everyone was sharing, it just read very drab to me, and it was like pastel colors, but like dark, which to me just didn't make sense. And so I wasn't really thrilled with it, but I did love that it had neutral weekly pages. So I went ahead and purchased that, and I knew I would want to take it apart. And so I figured, let me get the 18 months so I have a bigger coil, and so I can take the first 6 months out. And so that's where I got these. They belong in this planner. They came in the planner on the coil with a cover, like you always get when you order from Erin Condren. But since I took it apart, these were the monthly spreads for July through December 2022, the remainder of this current year. And I didn't want to use the monthly spreads on these, even though they are pretty neutral. I wanted to use the colorful tabs of my Colorblends. And so that's what these are. These are left over from that. I went ahead and just rubber banded the guts of my horizontal for 2023 together. So this is a full year of that. And I have this contacts page here. I'm not really sure if this goes with this planner or not. This one, there isn't a contacts page in my little rubber band here, so I'm not really sure what happened to that. And I don't think this goes with it because the tab doesn't match. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it with it. I don't use the contacts page anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, but I do like the little at a glance for 2023. This must be from a Daily Duo because it's only 6 months, right? Who knows? Maybe you should label your things when you take them apart and don't be like me. So let me put these off to the side too. So then we get to the color blends. So the reason I have a Colorblends Daily Duo like taken apart here is because I ordered my, which you may have seen in my my launch week haul video, that I ordered my Ride or Die Daily Duo in the color blends this year. And well, when I was looking through it one day after I purchased it, I realized that the coil was damaged at the bottom. So the little, where it like, the little end that gets folded up into the coil, it wasn't like bent correctly, and it was digging into the papers and like kind of tearing them up a little bit. And then every time I would open the planner to have it open to one page, the way I always use my Daily Duo, the cover would pop off. So I contacted Erin Condren, and they have great customer service, and they wanted to send me a new one. And I was really just kind of like, I knew they would want to send me a new one because that's just what I've always read. I've never had a problem before where they've had to send me something new, but I don't know, I was really apprehensive about it because I kind of felt like bad because I knew I'm okay with taking the coil off, and but the person I spoke with was like, no, taking the coil off of your planner voids the warranty. So let's just put that out there right now. If you're going to Frankenplan your planner, you're voiding the warranty, and you're not going to get, and you're not really entitled to any kind of like customer service from Erin Condren anymore once you do that. So that's just a big, just know that if you're going to take your planner apart. So since I was like comfortable with Frankenplanning and bending my coil, I was just kind of like, I don't know, I felt bad about it, but it wasn't, you know, the quality that you pay for in like an $80 planner, right? So they sent me a new one. It didn't have a cover or anything. I didn't need a cover. They just sent me the guts, but the pages of that Colorblends Daily Duo, the July to December 2022 book, they were fine, and that's what these are here. So since I was gonna have 2 of those, plus I still have my Mid-Century Circles one, so then I have 3 versions of the second half of 2022 in Daily Duo form. But of course I wanted that new notes page, right? Like, I wasn't gonna use the Mid-Century Circles one when I wanted to use this notes page. So I went ahead and took it apart, knowing that I already had another book. And the reason I wanted to take it apart was so that I could use the Colorblends monthly, let's try to find one that's, I have already started moving into this, so there's sticky notes everywhere. So it's like, it's the brighter colors and the brighter tabs, and then the, you know, the dividers are nice, and they have that cool like ombre color blend look, and that's what I wanted more than the Harmony neutral. And so I also wanted the dashboard page to be more neutral. Yes, you have this bright color here, and I'm okay with that pop of color. What I didn't really want was the Harmony neutral dashboard that looks like this, and the color kind of goes into the coil, and there's like these, see how the dots here are plain, like just open circles, and these are just dark dots. And I don't know, I like this better, and this isn't a big deal, but I had the extra planner, so I said let's do it. So let's get into these are just the Daily Duo pages. I'm all over the place. Sorry about that. So these were the Daily Duo pages that I took out of when I uncoiled the other Daily Duo. So that, whoops, I'm attached to my microphone. So this is the Frankenplanned book that I put back together using the Harmony neutral horizontal weekly pages, and then the monthly stuff from the Daily Duo. So I asked some questions on Instagram. I asked everyone, well, I put like one of the little question boxes up in my stories, and I got some requests to discuss some things. And the number one thing everyone requested was to show you or tell you what what pages I put back into my new book here. And so I figured I would start with that, and then we can go on to like tips and whatnot. So here we go. We've got the vellum. I just put on like a vinyl that I did, and I put it on crooked, but whatever. It's sparkly, holographic, and I like it, even if it's crooked. This here is, let's talk about this. Okay, so this is the 6 boxes. In a normal weekly planner, you're going to get the 12 boxes. Let me see if I have one. Here's one here. So you're going to get something that looks like this if you have a weekly, but since I have the Daily Duo, all my front matter of this book is going to be 6 months, which is fine because it's only 6 months worth of weekly pages. So I decided I never use these. I don't know. I have good intentions, but I don't use them. So I thought this would be great as a table of contents. So we have dividers here, and the pages aren't numbered or anything. However, the thing that I thought would be neat is you've got lines here, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines plus like a heading section. So what I figured is I could take July and make this box for July, which most people do that anyway, but the different way is I would take each line and that would be a page that I have added to the front. So if we flip to July, you've got your monthly spread like normal, and so that would just be, you know, July on the first line, the heading line, and then you flip and you've got your, just like normal, your lined page and your dashboard page. And so I would have lines for that. And then when I recoiled it, I added in 2 dot grid pages. And so, and we'll get to this in a second. This is the back of the dashboard of the Daily Duo, so it looks weird. 2 dot grid pages, and then this is the dashboard that goes with the Harmony Neutral that is printed on the back of the beginning week, right? So that has to be in there if you're using your weeklies like that. So what I did here was I just covered it up with a sticker. I printed this. This is our school calendar, and I had to resize it to fit. This is 6.5 by 8.5. And since this was meant to be a PDF of just a regular size American letter, 8.5 by 11, I knew I needed to resize it, and so I brought it into Illustrator and I moved everything around, and I took all the identifying information of the school and the school district and whatnot, because I knew I was going to be showing this to you on the video, and it's not like I'm going to forget what school district we're in, so I didn't really need the school district like logo and name and address and all that on here. So I took all that off just so I could show it to you without having to like censor it. And I love that it's like just here. And I put it here because I knew I would be in July starting to think about back to school, which for us in the Houston area is always early August. We start early, and I think we get out a lot earlier. Usually our last day of school is Memorial Day. I think some districts where we've lived will go well into June. So it's just hot here, and maybe that's why. I'm not sure, to be honest, why our school starts in early August versus it seems like the rest of the country starts in September. But anyway, I'm going to keep rambling about stuff that doesn't matter. So let's talk about, one thing I forgot to mention. So I was talking about the table of contents here, and I will have, you know, each thing I thought about ahead of time, like what kinds of notes pages would I like to use in a planner? Because I think a lot of people, when they move into their planner, they have all the notes pages in the back and they think about what they want to use those notes pages for. Well, I decided to put them within the months so that I would see them. I never use notes pages in the back of a planner, even if I like decide ahead of time I want to. So I thought it would be better if I put them in the months. And so some of the stuff that I have, every page in here has a sticky note on it that says what I want to use it for. And I hope to kind of get that populated with actual, like, you know, pen on the paper or stickers or something. I just haven't done that yet. So I'm just gonna list here, this would be like the table of contents for all those notes pages. So each line would get, you know, a title of something. So I could look at a glance and be like, where is my weight tracker? And then I can say, oh, it's in July. And then I'll be able to just go to July. Or where is the travel packing list for our trip? Which I tried to put the things that were like timely within the month they go in. So we're going on a trip in November. So like the trip itinerary and whatnot will be within these notes pages here, right? So this is like the itinerary and the travel information, and this will be like a packing list. And then also Thanksgiving for us is in November. So I'm going to use these pages to plan Thanksgiving. And then in December, I have, you know, a Christmas movie list, because we do like to watch Christmas movies like as often as possible during that season. We don't do a lot of, like, we don't go all out like Christmassy, but one of the things we like to do is watch movies, because we can just chill and be at home, and that's what we like to do. So I'm gonna have like a checklist, and I want to decorate it all like cute for Christmas. And then there's going to be like a gift list here, a brain dump or inbox for 2023, and then just more, just like Thanksgiving, you know, this is the plan for Christmas for the day of, and maybe Christmas Eve, and any shopping for food or guests or whatever will go there. So that stuff will go within the month that it like makes sense to go in. But then there's some other things like my weight tracker, and then there'll be a just like books I want to read, reading trackers here, just like a cleaning cheat sheet, like stuff like that just kind of was going in wherever else I had empty pages after I put like the timely stuff in. And so this isn't going to be something that I check off necessarily. This is really just going to kind of be like a cheat sheet of what I should do each month. Like, you know how certain programs like Clean Mama or Fly Lady, they have like, oh, in August we're going to focus on cleaning the bedrooms or something. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, like they have like a focus for the month. And then there's also like rotating tasks that you do like on Fridays, that kind of thing. I want to figure out what works best for our family and our household, and kind of make like a cheat sheet there without getting too crazy. Because if I get where I'm like scheduling down to like the hour of the day when I need to be like dusting or something, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to rebel against that, and I will not do it. Sorry about the focusing. I know it keeps, I'm never going to be able to get the focusing right here. I'm sorry. It's either never focused or it's just constantly trying to focus if I put it on autofocus. So, you know, anyway, the last thing to talk about what I added in is back up front. We have this year at a glance, which is really just the second half of the year. And this was, I'm actually going to change this slightly, but this was just, I was trying it out to see if it would work. I have some little like skinny washi that is not opaque. And so I'm using it similar to the transparent dots you can get from Erin Condren to highlight certain things. This is all travel and no school. The yellow is no school. And then I messed up here. The red is our trip in November, but I forgot to include the weekends for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, because I was marking the no school first, which obviously we don't have school on the weekends anyway, so the holidays off were these ones, and I think my brain didn't pick up that, hey, the trip goes over this weekend. But I'm gonna change this, but this is just an idea of something you can do. And what's great is that I didn't highlight this, I didn't ruin the page at all. This is washi that will peel up. I wrote on it with an ultra fine Sharpie. And I can change this, and I have come up with like a color coding scheme I want to try. And so I'm probably going to change it to that. And then I just have a little note here that says this is like the key. So this is just where I'm going to mark like what each color means. And I'm still going to do it on the washi. I like that it's changeable. Okay, so there's that, and then what I did here, because you have this 2023 at a glance, there's not usually pages here between this and the divider for the beginning month of your planner, and so there's not really anywhere to note what, if you're doing something similar to the color coding, there's not anywhere to note what you're marking here. So I went ahead, and when I was planning this, I was just going to put one dot grid sheet here to be the key for this. But then when I was taking apart that Daily Duo, there were two fully lined sheets, the way that it was printed and the way the months fell. That fell, I guess, at the end of the month, where they always have the lined page on the back. And so when a Sunday fell at the end of the month, the way it's printed, we had a couple of extra sheets. So I just decided to take those and use them here because they didn't really go anywhere else. Because all the other note pages I have are just plain dot grid. So I put those here, and I just did both of them, even though I only had planned for one to be the key. But then I decided here I would do like a pen test. What I want to do is put like the names of each pen and put all the colors together so I can see what matches what. That's kind of what I'm doing here too, as a color code cheat sheet. And just, I don't know if that's just going to be a duplicate or not. We'll see how that turns out. But I think it's really like, I'm going to put all the things I have in the colors. I wish I would have brought that over here. I'm not in the same room, but maybe I'll show it on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram at Kristen Kramer, I will put a picture up there, like maybe in my stories or maybe even on my feed. I don't know. Of the mild liner colors, the Erin Condren dual tip marker colors. I have some dot markers. They're not the Clean Color Zig, they're the Ohuhu brand. I have that washi I was showing you here. Planner Kate not date dots, they're just plain dots. And Planner Kate, the transparent circles where you can outline on the little mini calendars that everybody loves so much. I do love them. I don't know, everybody else hates them, but they fit perfectly on these tiny little dates. I'm gonna kind of group all those together with what that color stands for. This is a horizontal planner, so I don't plan on using like a whole lot of sticker kits in this one. I am a very, very functional planner, and I love to play with stickers in my weeklies just as a creative outlet for fun. And so I'm still gonna do that, which is what this book is, and we'll get to that in a minute. But this one, I want it to be very functional. Just maybe some stickers every now and then, but I just want to write in here with pen, with highlighter. That's kind of like where I get my joy. I love this. I love looking at people's pictures that look like that, like with less stickers. I know that's terrible because I love stickers too. I love stickers, but I also love functional planning. I know, you know, it's a dichotomy. I don't think that's the right word. Anyway, so that's why I wanted to have this little cheat sheet here so that I would know, like, if it's like a school holiday or something, I can put that in whatever color we choose for the school holiday or for the school stuff, this stuff. Which, yes, it's right here, but of course I want it within my weeks too. So that's what that is, and it might be similar to this pen test, but then here I'm also gonna have, since I have this extra page, I'm gonna put a cheat sheet for week numbers, because that's something I'm constantly looking up. I have the week numbers showing on my Google Calendar. I write it in my my content planner. I write what week it is. I always know what week it is because that's how I keep track of any of the content I'm making and stuff outside of the planner community that I track and do work for. It's always broken down by quarter and week number. And I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, but you may have wondered why sometimes you might see in my planner something that says like 2.18 PWM. Well, that is quarter 2, week 18, plan with me. And so I plan those a week ahead. And so I need to know what week I'm talking about when I'm like reminding myself about a certain video. And then also whenever I plan out what sticker kits I want to use, I need to know like what week I'm using that. And instead of writing out like the week of July 4th through the 10th or whatever the dates are, you know, I would write, you know, week 20, I don't know what week that is off the top of my head. That's why I need a cheat sheet. So I'm gonna put that here for the second half of July through December. I'm just gonna, I probably just print something out like from Excel or something and print it on sticker paper and stick it in here. I don't think I'm gonna make anything fancy. It's just for function. It's just because I'm always looking that up and I always have to pull out my phone or click over to the calendar tab on my PC and figure out what week it is. Okay, so now we've talked about, I think we've talked about everything that I'm putting in here. Let's talk about how I want to use this. This is something I have struggled with the entire time. I have used an Erin Condren planner when it's had this page. And I think a lot of people struggle with this page. A lot of people don't know how to use it. For me, I have a really hard time with like repetition. It's so weird because I need repetition for things to remember them. But when it's something like I'm marking dates here in this calendar, I get annoyed when I'm like, oh, you're supposed to put birthdays here or whatever. No, I put birthdays here. What I need is birthdays here and then birthdays within the week that they fall in. That's what I need. I don't need them to, you know, the next page. And then I need birthdays in my Google Calendar and on Facebook, and I need all the reminders I can possibly get, but it's useless to have them right next to each other. So that's why I don't like this. I struggle with this page because I feel like all the ideas for this page are things that I put on my calendar page. And so this is kind of, I thought about this long and hard. I think I spent like 2 days we were watching the Formula One weekend. I believe it was the Miami race actually. And I was just sitting there looking at my planner, making notes, watching the race, living like happy as a clam because I found out I'm obsessed with Formula One now. But anyway, so, you know, just spending the weekend looking at my planner and watching Formula One, it was great. Anyway, let's go back to this. So this page, I'd like it to be like an inbox, and this page, I would like it to be a tending list. And if you're familiar with Power Sheets, you know what a tending list is. Fun fact, I purchased Power Sheets, wow, was it 2016, 2017? I don't remember. I know it was before we moved to Oregon, and we moved to Oregon in 2017, so I don't know. And it wasn't coiled, it wasn't like a planner, it was just Power Sheets, like it was just a goal, and you put it in your own binder, like a 3-ring binder, and they were just like 8.5 by 11, like letter sized. I remember being super overwhelmed with them and never using them. So I never learned how to use a tending list. I don't even know what the system was. I know for a fact I purchased Power Sheets, but I don't know anything about them because I didn't end up using them. And I don't know, like I have been looking at some of my planner friends use the Cultivate What Matters Power Sheet system, and you know, I have tried the Moxie Life system and kind of crashed and burned with that. And I still have the companion notebooks, and I still, you know, will probably look at them and use them, but I'm trying something different here and using the blog posts from Cultivate What Matters about how to use a tending list, and I kind of cobbled together my own system here that is similar to the printed tending list you get within the Power Sheets. I can't buy Power Sheets right now because they're just not available. I don't want those 90-day books they just came out with, even though they look awesome, but I don't need another weekly planner. And then the other Power Sheets don't come out until October or November maybe, and so this is what I'm doing. And I may not even purchase the Power Sheets. I don't know, we're gonna see. Last time I purchased them, I was overwhelmed by them. I was overwhelmed by the Moxie Life system too, so we're just gonna try to keep it simple here. With the inbox, this is just, I'm not gonna like overdo it. Like, it's literally just a piece of paper for me to write down as things come up to write them here. Normally what I do is I write them on sticky notes and put them wherever, but I think I would like to have just like a simple checklist that is just like, okay, this is happening, this is happening, this is gonna happen next month, and then I can just schedule things as I look at this, right? I think that's just, I just wanna try to keep it simple. It doesn't have to be overly structured. It's just, okay, the camera shut off because why not? Would it be a video if the camera didn't shut off? So anyway, this is just gonna be literally just a piece of paper. It's just a notebook paper. And what's great is that it's on the left, and that's my favorite side of paper because I'm a lefty. So I'm not even gonna do anything with that. I mean, I might get crazy and write inbox up here, like, you know, July inbox. But I might not. Actually, I probably won't. I'll probably just use a dot marker to make check boxes because it's simple. If I'm really on top of my game, I'll use the color of, you know, the color coding that we talked about. You know, we never know. So tending list. This is gonna be the July tending list. This big box here is gonna be my monthly focus. Like, what is the #1 goal I would like to accomplish in July, and also why? Like, why do I want to do that? Why is it important? How will it impact my life in a positive way if I do that thing? I want it right there, right front and center, so that I can like remember why it's important, right? So that's all that's going to be. I'm not going to focus on like filling up this whole box and using this whole space. Like, if it's just 3 words here and a sentence here, that's fine. Like, we don't need to overcomplicate it with like checklists and, you know, shoving as much information as possible into this rectangle. Here is 4 monthly actions that support this focus, this monthly goal. Okay, so I think what really doesn't work for me with a system similar to like Moxie Life or whatever is that there's this list of like 8 big categories, and then you have all these mini goals within each category, and then every month you have goals that support that category, and then every week you have all these actions that support the monthly thing, that supports the annual thing, that supports your, you know, whole life plan. I can't think of, like, I can't. That's so overwhelming to me. This is the same thing, but less. It's just less. It's just less. And so instead of having all these goals I want to complete each month, I'm going to have one goal, and then 4 actions that support that goal, and then those big things. If I need to break those down into like weekly steps, like say my goal is post consistently 3 times a week on YouTube, new videos 3 times a week for the entire month. Let's just say that. My monthly actions might be like plan out your content, film the videos, edit the videos, schedule the videos, right? And then each week, of course, I would have to break down like, you know, film 3 videos this week, and then have like a dot for each week of the month that I can check off and say, okay, I filmed that many videos this week, and by the end of the month, if I film that many videos, I should have enough content to consistently post all month, right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And then here will just be a habit tracker, and I'll probably use a sticker here. A lot of shops have just that simple, like Orange Umbrella Co. has one, Planner Kate has one, a lot of shops have it. It's just your basic, like, you know, 5 or however many actions, and then 1 through 31, and then you just check them off as you do them. And there, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not really a habit tracker in that way. That doesn't do anything for me. It just doesn't. I do it on my phone, and that works because I get a notification every night at 8 p.m. to like, you know, check off all the things I did that day, and then it keeps track of it. And I get like reports. I've been doing it for over a year, so I can tell on the days I got a headache, I can look and see, well, maybe those are the days I also did not get all my water in, right? Anyway, that's a long tangent, but I'm gonna put the daily habit tracker there, and maybe only put the daily habits that support the monthly focus, instead of just all the random daily habits we try to do every day because it's just overwhelming for me. Okay, so that's enough talk about these. Let's do this page here. So you can see that I've already whited this out, but let me go ahead and show you what it looks like before you white it out. Since this is the dashboard page of a Colorblends Daily Duo, the first day that falls in that month behind that tab is always printed on the back of that. Well, I don't need that. I don't need a Daily Duo layout here. And so what I am doing is I just whited out the bolder parts, and then I'm going to put a sticker here. I'm planning on, this is tentative, but I would like to put like a month at a glance, and I purchased an insert off of Etsy where it's just a month on one page, and I'm going to resize it. I believe the Happy Planner inserts will fit on here, but they also might be a little too big. I have software, I use Adobe Illustrator for work and for all kinds of other things, so I have like the software and the skills to resize things and do that kind of thing. I could even make my own, but I don't have time for that. I might, if the one I have isn't right. I feel like it might not be right because there's a big notes page at the bottom of that, and I don't think the proportions are going to be right. Anyway, I'm going to have a month at a glance, month on one page calendar. So instead of a month on two page, it's going to be the boxes, but it's going to be only on one page. So I may have to turn it this way, like this, to do that, or it could go this way, but it's going to be my monthly meal plan. Lena Patterson plans, awesome. If you like my content, you're going to love her content. So I'll link her below, her Instagram and her YouTube, but honestly follow her because we post about the same stuff and we're very similar people. So if you like my stuff, you're going to love her stuff. And anyway, she does her menu. She plans it out by the month. I always do a week at a time, but dude, this was like, thinking about doing it for a month is like a game changer to me. I used to have, I think if you've watched one of my previous planner videos, like how I use my planners, I had on the back cover sticky notes with all of our meals that we like on it, and then I would just pick 7 for the week and put them on like this dashboard. That I kind of fell off of doing that. Because at the time that I was doing that, I was always using a weekly planner, and then I switched to the Daily Duo and my life changed, and so I don't do that anymore. But I think figuring out our meals for the month ahead of time is gonna be so much easier. I do plan on making a video. You can watch Lena's video and kind of get like an idea how she does it. I think I kind of have my own way of thinking about things, and so I'm going to also post a video soon. The next couple of months are going to be really busy for me, and it's not on the docket until August, I think, so you're going to have to stick around and wait for that, but it's going to be cool. Anyway, so that I'm going to print off a sticker and cover this Daily Duo sheet here with a big sticker. Now, if you don't have like the skills or the confidence or whatever to change this page into what you want to do, like with your own software and your own printables and whatnot, there are plenty of Etsy shops that sell full page stickers. I will link 2 that I can think of off the top of my head right now. There's I want to say, I know her Instagram handle is At Home with Tamara. And then there's another shop on Etsy called Prism Cherry. And they have full page sheets that will cover, and they're trackers. So they'll be like habit trackers or mood trackers usually. And so that, if you want to do something like that, that would be a good option. If you are able to resize any insert, I think if you buy the Happy Planner Classic insert off of Etsy and then like a digital version and then print it on sticker paper, you will have to play with the sizing a little bit. I don't know what it is right now, but we'll figure it out. And so many places have Happy Planner inserts because of the nature of that planner. You can put anything in it. I think that might be your best bet for customizing without doing it yourself. if that makes sense. And so that's what here, I'm gonna put like a weight tracker. I'm not trying to lose a whole ton of weight. I do have about 10 pounds that I've been yo-yoing with. I lost about 50 pounds at the beginning of 2020. And I'll do a video on that whole journey too, because I wish I would have had a video similar to the video that I plan on making before I started. So anyway, that's another tangent, but I do have about 10 pounds that I've kind of gone up and down with, and I just, some kind of weight tracker. I did write here that I want like a printed sticker, and I know like At Home with Tamara has one that I think is cute, but I don't know if it's only 10 pounds, so I might just do, it seems like, I don't know, 10 pounds is a lot. I say it's only 10 pounds, but it's, what I mean is like, it's only gonna be 10 squares. And so I feel like that's I don't know. I don't know what I want. That's why it's still empty. So here will be for back to school. So this is the July, and I had said earlier back to school is in August, but we have to start prepping for back to school in July, because first day of school is August 10th. He's moving from elementary school to middle school. He's gonna have so much more on his plate. We're gonna have so many more supplies we need. We're just gonna be so much busier, and I'm really trying to get ahead of that. He's gonna have daily tennis practice after school. It's just gonna be a lot. The academic program he's in, he's gonna have so much more homework than he has now, and he's gonna be frustrated, and I'm gonna have to help him with that. We're gonna have dinner like prepped and ready, because he's only gonna have like an hour between getting home from school and then needing to eat and get to tennis practice. And then by the time he gets home from tennis practice, he's gonna be starving again, because he's a growing teenage boy. Well, he's preteen, but oh my gosh, we're gonna have a teenage boy. Did I just say that out loud? Holy moly. Okay, anyway, there's gonna be a lot of prep work for that. So this is, I don't know what's gonna go here yet. The school usually has like a printed list for back to school shopping for supplies. So I'll probably do something with that here. I might even just get one of those little pockets that Erin Condren has, the little sticky corner pockets, so that I can just fold the list in half and stick it in there. Either that, or I still have the pocket back here that I keep everything in. I love me a pocket, so. But I might put it here, and then also just like the clothes he's gonna need, you know? He's getting to the age where he's not gonna want mom to pick all his clothes out anymore, and we're gonna have to really think about budget and whatnot for what he wants. And plus he's gonna need a lot more clothes for changing into to go to tennis practice, and yikes. Okay, so, and then this will just be any other information, kind of like an inbox dedicated just for back to school. And then this is, I have the TPC convention is at the beginning of July. I will be gone from Thursday the 7th through Monday the 11th. And so I'm gonna have like my travel itinerary, anything else I need to do. I am co-leading a principals workshop on the Friday night of that convention. So anything pertaining to that, that's just like a quick note, and then also a packing list that will go here. You've already seen the academic calendar, and now we're in the week. I don't really know if I should go through every single page in here, because it's all basically the same. It's, oh, speaking of F1, this is the 2022 schedule and the teams and the drivers, just because I like F1. And I am constantly looking that up to see, because there's 10 teams, there's 20 drivers, 20 cars, and it's hard to, sometimes it's hard to keep track of the ones that aren't your favorite teams. Basically, I went through and thought of everything I might need a notes page for, and I accounted for it here. At the end, I just have one last notes page, I think at the end of every month, just because I had so many, I just threw one back there. So you get the lined notes page, and then I just threw one in, just to have an extra one. You never know. It's better to just have it than to not, and I'll just uncoil it again and take out everything I haven't used. So then we get to the back, and it's the same setup. We've got this page with just an extra notes page and the heritage and awareness observances, and then we've got the pocket folder, and then I did put I think 10 sheets 10 sheets of dot pages back here. Back cover, boom, we're empty. Okay, so this is getting long and way longer than I meant it to be. I'm gonna do, how about I do this? I'll do a separate video just about the notes pages, okay? So I already talked way too much about them, but this is a hourly life planner that I purchased on a Facebook buy-sell trade. It's only, it's June through December, so it's 7 months of hourly weekly pages. And I only brought this over here, I think, I don't remember why. I think it's a bigger coil, maybe. I don't know. It's not a bigger coil. This I purchased on a buy-sell trade because I wanted to try the hourly layouts, and I love me some mid-century circles, so I'm going to be planning in this for the month of June at least. And then I'm going to switch probably to my horizontal. This, I think you're going to see this a lot because I'm probably going to do most of my plan with me's in this, just because it's more conducive to using sticker kits. And sticker kits, that's what everybody wants to see in a plan with me. And so, and I love using them, even if it's almost like when I do these, it's just like a reminder of everything that's going on, I guess. And so it's not like I'm doing it for no reason. It's just that I don't use it functionally once I put the stickers down. It's more just like for fun and creative outlet, and then it's still everything I need at a glance, but I don't usually go back and like check things off the lists, if that makes sense. I do that in my daily duo. And so I think this is just gonna be a creative outlet, but you'll see it. I love the mid-century circles like so much that I hate to cover this up with stickers. I don't know. I still have it in the Daily Duo though. If I ever want to use it again and then just redate it, we'll see. So that is that. There's nothing added to this book. I brought this out here just to show you. I don't know why I brought this out here. Let me see. Let me pull up my, hey look, you can see the mid-century circles on my phone. Let me pull up the responses I got on Instagram. So tips for uncoiling and coiling. Now, this is something that I think you should just, I'm going to refer you to Saray Bailey's video on this, because that's what I watched, and so anything I tell you is just going to be regurgitated from her video. And so instead of doing that, I'm just going to refer you to that video. I will say that she uses binder clips to hold everything together. I do not, only because I didn't have binder clips big enough, and I didn't think I needed them. I did take the cover off, and I do, like, you know, hold it. My other thing is just wanting to let you know this coil is never going to be the same again. Oh, that's why I brought this book out here, because this has not been uncoiled. The person that sold this to me, I think she tore everything out or cut everything out, and so these books, this has not been like messed with. So it's a smooth thing. It's like perfectly like pointing up and down. You're not gonna have that when you do this yourself. I tried to get Erin Condren customer service to tell me how to do that, since they hand coil them. I tried and they wouldn't tell me. But I would suggest, I used pliers, just regular, like, you know, hardware store pliers that my husband has had for 1,000 years, and he probably found them in the dirt somewhere, the way they look. And they have like ridges on them for traction, I guess, and so that tore up the coil, like it did. And you can see this is like a wavy thing, the way I had to bend it to get it right. I didn't mess with this one too much. I was able to just, I think I was able to just kind of shimmy it away so that I could turn it, and then I went out this way. So This coil, you can see this end is kind of mangled, but it works. It's pointing straight up, and so I just want you to know that if you do this, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to look just like it looked when you bought it, and you just have to be okay with that. You can't really even tell, right? Some of my Frankenplanned planners, you can tell in my pictures, but it honestly doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me, and honestly, I don't think anyone that I can recall has ever pointed it out, so to me, it's not a big deal. I don't know why it should matter. Anyway, so this is what a coil looks like. It's springy, it's fun to play with. My kid always tries to take these from me, and I'm like, nope. This is what a coil looks like when there's nothing on it. And this is kind of how you have to bend the one end to get it to not be pointing like this way. It needs to be pointing like this way so that when you twist it, you can get it through the paper without tearing up the paper. So this is an example of one that I was able to get nicely uncoiled, and then this end is kind of a little more janky, but it's metal, you can bend it. You just have to be careful. I was tempted to have my husband do it, but I know him, and he's like the Incredible Hulk, and he would just break it. I've broken one before, but it was still long enough that I could continue using it, but it will break if you bend it too hard. But I mean, you have to be bending it pretty hard. So, someone asked, what did I add in and why? I went over that, but I am gonna do like another video, I think, in detail, maybe short videos for each set of notes pages. And then how difficult is it? This person wants to try it, but they're terrified. Don't be terrified. Maybe try it with an outdated planner, like an old planner, or buy a notebook. The notebooks come on a smaller coil, but it's a similar idea. And then even if you ruin that one and you learn how to do it, you can use that notebook paper to Frankenplan your next one. So just try it. I don't know what else to say. You can buy right now you can buy a monthly for like 20 bucks on sale, and maybe you could try it with that. Just to see if that's something that you want to, I don't know. I don't know if for my first time I would have done it with a brand new planner that I haven't used yet, but this time that's what I did. So I don't know. I'm willing to take chances, I guess. So I didn't think it was hard. Honestly, I uncoiled 3 books in a row. I had to uncoil the Daily Duo, the Horizontal Weekly, and my dot grid notebook. I uncoiled them all. It took me like 10 minutes for all 3 total. But I had already uncoiled a few books in the meantime, so I did have some practice. It's not hard. I used 2 pairs of pliers and held it with one and bent it with the other, and it just kind of worked. Let's see, a lot of people are asking what I added in, what did I add in, detailed walkthrough. Yeah, so I think I covered everything that everybody asked about. Let me just check one more time. I don't want to leave anybody out. And yeah, that's basically what everybody is asking. I'm sorry I didn't do like a full walkthrough, but this video is so long. I'm going to show you one more thing. This is a huge 8.5 by 11. I would say it's a teacher planner, but it's not. I had a teacher planner and 2 monthly planners that I bought during the warehouse sale. I took all my old stickers out and put them in here. So I did it on the big one because I had a teacher planner, and the monthly planners have stickers. I put them all on one of the monthly planner coils. I have been trying to use these more, and you can see I have been. I don't normally use these, and so I always take them out when I uncoil my planners, but I have been trying to use them. So we have this book now, and since the teacher planner comes with one of these bad boys, I put this in here because I knew I was going to have extra stickers that I didn't I didn't want to uncoil this again just to add the Colorblends stickers from my Daily Duo or the Harmony Neutral stickers from my horizontal, and that was from the notebook. So I didn't want to uncoil this just to add them back in, so that's why this pocket is here, and then there's this handy dandy pocket. We've got the other side of this pocket that has the sheets that came with the teacher planner that don't have the coiled in things. So these, they have all the heritage and awareness things on them, and they are not, where the sticker is cut, it doesn't have the date on it, so these are usable again, and so I'm keeping them for that. And then we've got some functional type things there, and these were stickers that I purchased a long time ago when I thought I was going to use more Erin Condren stickers. Now that I've discovered how much I love writing with their dual tip markers, those work nicely on here, I may start using them more often. And then I just have the rest of my large covers attached to this just for storage, and this just sits on my shelf. So I just wanted to show you that's like something you can do with like your leftovers from combining planners together. And yeah, I put all my 7x9 snap-ins on an extra coil I had left over. So that's just something you can do. I keep all of the guts when I take a planner apart. I love pocket folders, and so I have previously put like a pocket folder in the front and a pocket folder in the back, and that was a little too thick for the book that I had it in. I think in my Daily Duo right now, the one that ends in June, for 2022, I put another pocket folder in that. So I have a pocket folder, a bunch of notes pages, and then another pocket folder, and I had taken out some of the earlier months of the year that I had already used. Anyway, this has been such a long video. Tell me what you think about Frankenplanning. Tell me if this was way too all over the place and you want me to focus on one specific thing in another video. And just let me know, do you think I'm crazy for doing this? I feel like this is it. I am so pumped to use this starting in July. I feel like this is it. Like a lot of people talk about planner piece, and I think that changes, shoot, for me, week by week, what is planner piece. So I don't really strive for planner piece. I'm just happy to use something that works in that time. So maybe this will stop working at the end of July, and I will just do it again, and I'll change it again because I'm not afraid to do it. So anyway, that's it. This has been so long, but I need to get this edited and uploaded for next week. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think about it. Please click the like button. If you're not subscribed, so many people that watch my videos are not subscribed, and I think that's like common across YouTube. But hey, if you liked it, please subscribe. You can always unsubscribe later. It just helps me to know that the people that are watching are enjoying. I mean, if you didn't enjoy, obviously don't subscribe. But if you did enjoy it, subscribe it. Subscribe it? Please subscribe. And if you hate my next video, you can just unsubscribe then. It's easy. Okay, anyhow, that's it. Bye.